Tasmania, known for its wildlife and wild scenery. This island state can feel a world away from mainland Australia with its rugged beauty and sense of adventure. But just an hour's drive from Launceston Airport, set along the dramatic coastline of Bass Strait, is the second jewel in Tasmania's golfing crown, Barnbougle Lost Farm. Only a 9-iron across the creek from its older sibling, Barnbougle Dunes, the Lost Farm course opened for play less than 5 years ago. It's quickly joined its big sister in Golf Digest's World Top 25. A modern golfing miracle, orchestrated by owner Richard Sattler and his family of farmers turned golfers.
We used to actually come through, and there was a lot of people that used to come camping just around here, so we'd come out and visit them and that kind of thing. But it was pretty rugged, and you could only get here in four-wheel drives. We actually had a little hut that we used to call the White House because it was white and it was like one bedroom, and we'd stay out there and we'd put a deck on it and we'd just take our friends down there. So we weren't that impressed when the first course started, but yeah, no, I suppose it's gone on to bigger things, and we've put our little White House somewhere else now, so we have to deal with those things,
Both courses make the most of the unspoiled links land, but the younger Lost Farm was carved out of giant sand dunes thanks to its world-famous design duo of Ben Crenshaw and Bill Coore.
Tom Dowick and Mike Clayton did the dunes, and Tom just said, if you weren't going to use me for the second one, you'd have to use Coore and Crenshaw. So that was kind of an easy pick, and we approached them about it, and Bill came out and had a look and said, yeah, I'd love to do it. I think it's just the spectacular dunes to look up and just see the real height of some of the pieces of land here is very different to the dunes because it doesn't seem to have so much of that.
Really, the restaurant up the top was, to me, was a Monty because it was such a magnificent view, and you've got looking over the top of the four dunes straight onto the beach and covering most of the golf course. Yeah, most people are quite fascinated about us putting the restaurant up there, but even though it looks a very major engineering feat, it isn't that complicated because it is a sand dune, and sand dune's the best base to build on, so a floating slab on a cleared base of sand was quite an easy process.
Although the two courses share the same coastline, Barnbougle Farm owner Richard Sattler challenged Coore and Crenshaw to provide an original challenge in the design of Lost Farm.
With Barnbougle Dunes, the Dowick Clayton design, a little bit more undulating, a little bit more funky, a little bit more funkier greens. I think Richard has told me that when he first did Barnbougle Dunes, Tom Dowick said to him, if you knew anything about golf, Richard, you wouldn't have let me build a couple of those holes. Coore and Crenshaw bring a different aspect to it with their variety of design, but big ranging fairways and big greens. There's 7.5 k's of coastline that entail dunes and Lost Farm. You'll get elevated tee boxes like the 14th. We have the 15th tee box, which is elevated over the dune. A lot of coastal shots, but also a lot of good holes which are built on the outskirts of the dunes.
As Roscoe Banks explains, the Sattler's influence is everywhere at Lost Farm.
Here we are at Barnbougle Lost Farm to the fourth hole. Here, 124-metre par 3 on Sal's Point. The story behind Sal's Point is the owner's wife wanted to build a dream home here, but instead we've got one of the best par 3s in the world. I have dangers in the front with a large bunker in the front. I have bunkers to the left and right, and then a very large fall-away area off the back of the green. So we have to be quite spot on here, feeding it in from the right-hand side of the green down towards the hole. Yes, right of the pin, should move with the breeze, just a few feet short. Nice birdie on the fourth. That's a good lead up to the fifth.
Between the fourth and fifth holes is Adam's Cut, not named after Mr. Scott, but it very well could be. The conventional line on this par 4 is left of the giant sand dune, unless you're the best ball striker in the game.
I played here not so long ago with Adam Scott and asked Adam, as a curiosity thing, to take on the second dune, which has a 330-metre carry. He knocked two of them over there, just to show that the first one wasn't a fluke. Now, that ended up being a 403-metre drive. If you feel as though you've got the strength and power of Adam Scott, take on the second dune, but beware of Adam's cut on the right-hand side.
At the 14th, again, one of our great signature holes here at Barnbougle Lost Farm, a 263-metre short par 4. Drivable, of course, but into the prevailing wind that we do have here at Barnbougle Lost Farm, then to a very narrow green, two-tiered narrow green, and it has quite a large fall-away area off the left-hand side of the green.
Lost Farm is more than the younger sister of Barnbougle Dunes. It's the ideal base for those making the pilgrimage to stay and play two of the top 50 courses in the world.
There's a 50-room lodge here at Lost Farm, a restaurant, which is a la carte style, so we serve 3 meals a day, and a day spa, kind of wellness centre. So that's a beautiful, beautiful day spa up on the big sand dune. Just where the restaurant's located, it's such a huge dune that anybody that goes up there just kind of stands up and goes, oh my gosh, this is just massive, and that you can build a restaurant or something on here.
Lost Farm may be only 5 years old and Barnbougle Dunes 10 years old, but the legend of the two courses has attracted golfing purists from around the world.
There's South Africa, America, the UK, Ireland, just so many different places that it's amazing really that you'd think that they'd even know about us, let alone actually travel here to play. One anecdote that I heard quite recently, I think it was an Australian guy, he said that one of his mates had asked him what was better, Dunes or Lost Farm, and he said, mate, it was like asking me whether I wanted to go out on a date with Jennifer Hawkins or Miranda Kerr. And I thought that was pretty funny. So obviously they think that they're both pretty good.
The northeast coast of Tasmania may seem an unlikely destination for a golfing trip of a lifetime, but for those who love their golf, the two Barnbougle courses are must-plays.
I'd say come and visit us, and everything you hear about it is true, because I think we have pretty good feedback from most people, and it's like a mystic kind of place on the edge of the earth, and it's somewhere you must visit.